And again, for the top story, reactions to the arrest today. Joining us from Nashville, Dr. Bruce Levy, the chief medical examiner for the state of Tennessee. And from Denver, Sharon Liko, an attorney who is closely following the case. Something wrong with this case, Sharon. Can you put your finger on it?
Yeah, I certainly can. This case is a four-letter word. It's about fear. F-E-A-R, fear. Mary Lacey is afraid to look like a fool for the third time on the national stage. She's had the John Mark Carr debacle, the JonBenet Ramsey's debacle 10 years ago. They were never charged. She doesn't want to risk a third one. She is afraid of leaving a legacy of failure in this case. When her term's up, she would like to go out with her head held high. And third, she is afraid of money, and the Midyette family has money and power.
All right, you have to define that for us because most people don't know what's going on in Boulder. The father who is charged with doing the actual beating of the baby, Alex Midyette, his father owns a lot of the town of Boulder, correct?
Yeah, his father is a famous architect, and he owns about $80 to $90 million of prime real estate in Boulder on the Pearl Street Mall. If you've never been to Boulder, you need to envision a community that's frozen in time. It is a hippie colony from the 70s, and that's where it stays. All
right. Now, doctor, in your state, let's just walk through it, the same thing. 911 call comes in from the nurse. Everybody heard it. Police officers go over immediately, see 28 fractures. The doctor says this baby, 10 weeks old, is 28 fractures, okay? You get the baby. You examine the baby. You're the chief medical examiner for Tennessee. What happened? Should it take 14 months to bring charges against these people when they were the only ones in proximity to the baby?
No, absolutely not. This is the kind of case, in my experience as a medical examiner, and I've seen lots of abused children, this is one of the worst cases I have seen. Jason wasn't just a victim of child abuse, he was tortured to death. You know, we see cases not even nearly that horrible here in Tennessee. What happens is we make a ruling, the police quickly investigate. There is usually a very quick arrest. 14 months later, usually the trial has already happened and is over.
Yeah, I just can't fathom the length of time that it took, but I think the counselor is right that this Lacey is very afraid. Now, doctor, when you get a case like this in your state, 28 fractures on a 10-week-old baby, child abuse going to cut it in the state of Tennessee?
No, I mean, child abuse is going to be among the charges, but typically they're going to hook that up with a murder charge of some sort.
I mean, because I see
I'm
this as a plea bargain thing, counselor. They're charged, the man is charged with 4 counts. If he's, convicted on all 4 counts, he goes to jail for life. But they can plea bargain it down. That's what I see them doing here, trying to get a plea bargain in the case. Do you see it the same way?
Oh, sure. I mean, that's the way our justice system works. Plea bargains are the order of the day.
But they could have charged these people with murder.
Well, yeah, hold on there. If they're convicted under the specific statute and provision that they've been charged with, it will be the equivalent of a first-degree murder conviction.
Everybody in the country watching tonight is going, why isn't it murder when you bring the baby in with 28 fractures? The coroner rules it a homicide. Why isn't it murder? And I'm saying because the DA out there didn't want it to be murder, because she presented the case to the grand jury. She wanted to have the lesser charges so that she could plea bargain it out, and they wouldn't go for their whole lives to prison.
Well, they could still go for their whole lives for prison. Don't get hung up on the murder charge. You know, murder involves intent, and whether somebody intends to kill somebody is different. It's different from whether the abuse results in the person's death. I mean, I'm not letting Boulder off the hook. I'm just telling you that the kid can still be convicted of murder.
We're going to continue our investigation. This is a disgrace on every level, and we're not going to let them get away with it. Counselor, doctor, thank you.